Hey there, guys and gals. Normally, if I'm doing an unboxing, like if I'm cracking a case or a bundle for Magic, I would stream it, probably over on Twitch. But that's because there's a level of like randomness included in that, since you don't know what's in the packs. However, with Secret Lair drops, you know what's in the packs because they're pretty much all the same. Sometimes there's an extra card thrown in there, but you know what's in them. So I figured I would just do a special unboxing of these Secret Lair cross Dungeons and Dragons 50th anniversary sets. For the 50th anniversary of D&D, there was a bunch of cards that were released just through Secret Lair. Some of them existed previously, but now they have new art related to Dungeons and Dragons in general, or specifically, as you can see, Astarion and Karlach, Baldur's Gate stuff related. Some of these cards are redone, like they have new names. Sometimes you'll see a Magic card that is a re-release of a previous Magic card, but it has a new name and then it has like the original name underneath it. We're going to open up the Astarion's Thirst pack. This is the non-foil version. Death is in the Eyes of the Beholder 1 foil edition. Karlach's Rage foil edition. And this is the Dungeons and Dragons An Exhibition of Adventure foil edition. We're going to open these up. I figured I'd do like a special unboxing video because these are very special cards and I wanted to share them with you guys and gals. I also bought more than just the sets that I have here, and I will resell them later at some point, whenever I get back into eBay, most likely. I think we're just going to start in alphabetical order, so we're going to go right for Astarion's Thirst. I didn't choose to crack open a foil pack because I felt like the foil kind of took away from the art in Astarion's pack. The other ones I did all foil because I liked them better. But this one I decided to go with just the regular non-foil version for Astarion's Thirst. So there's 5 cards in here. Pretty cool setup. Oh, it has quotes. That's awesome. It's not you. You understand. It's me. I have standards. So, I'm going to pull these guys out. Thank you for being a part of Secret Lair. Well, you're welcome. Oh, it's just this. Oh, sometimes they have art on them too. It does help keep the cards like intact, which is good. So you have your little plastic baggie, which is good. I was a little worried that they were just going to be in there, but they do have a little bit of a back, and they have this plastic baggie. We're just going to crack these open. So, Astarion as a card came out in the Commander's Legends Battle for Baldur's Gate set. And I have multiple copies of his original card, but now you have extra sexy Astarion. You could make a pretty good white-black vampire deck out of this particular card. And then you have Exquisite Blood. So if you're building a white-black vampire deck, this whole set will help you. I personally play red-black vampires, but a lot of these other other cards in here are just mono-black, so I can still use them, which is why I wanted this pack. You got Exquisite Blood. Whenever an opponent loses life, you gain that much life, which is good because vampires be sucking blood like nobody's business. You got Sanguine Blood. If you want to take a nom out of will, whenever you gain life, target opponent loses that much life. Again, mono black, so I can use it in mine. Oh, hey, there's an extra card. We're going to get to that. Anguished Unmaking. Exile target non-land permanent. You lose 3 life. Mortify. Destroy target creature or enchantment. That's easy peasy. And then you have a Zorn. Oh, that's actually awesome. It's red. Zorn was one of the very first cards I ever picked up. Not this version, obviously. This is different art. One of the very first cards that I picked up that I cut up and made into a token for D&D because the only Zorn figure is really old and people were selling it for too much money, and I was like, well, whatever, don't care. I'll just make one. I'll make a token. But he's a red elemental. Okay. If you would create 1 or more treasure tokens, instead create those tokens plus an additional treasure token. I have many decks where this would fit in. I am for sure going to immediately sleeve all of these cards. Don't worry. They're pretty much getting pushed off camera, and then sleeved immediately. Next up, we have the Death is in the Eyes of the Beholder 1. You'll notice that it does in fact say 1. There are 2 sets. There was a Death is in the Eyes of the Beholder 1 and 2. I didn't really like any of the cards in the 2, so I just chose to crack open a Eyes of the Beholder 1 pack. Now, this one says there's 6 cards in it. I'm expecting there to be 7, like there's an extra card, just like Astarion had. I wonder what this one's quote is going to be, though. What is the quote? These bizarre creatures are possessed of alien intelligence, inhuman forms of perception, and the ability to shape reality through force of will, or even by their mere presence. So, D&D lore-wise, when a beholder goes to sleep, sometimes they accidentally bring things that they dreamed about into reality. Like, that's how powerful a beholder is. Again, thank you for being a part of Secret Lair. Nothing on the back, that's fine. Here are our cards. Got our sweet Xanathar Guild Kingpin. So we have Xanathar Guild Kingpin. He is blue and black, so I'm thinking of putting him in my Nightly Adventure deck, but not 100% sure. At the beginning of your upkeep, choose target opponent. Until end of turn, that player can't cast spells. You may look at the top card of their library at any time, and you may play the top card of their library. And you may spend mana as though it were mana of any color to cast spells that way. So stop all your blue friends from casting instants while you're doing things, and also steal their cards. It's great. He is such a guild kingpin. Beholder's Charm Ray is one of those cards that I told you they gave it new art, and they gave it a new name, but it is originally the card called Bribery. Sorcery, search target opponent's library for a creature card, put that card on the battlefield under your control. Then that player shuffles. I love the idea of stealing people's stuff, so I figured the Xanathar one was pretty great. Another one, this used to be Stifle, but now it's Beholder's Sleep Ray. Counter an activated or triggered ability. Easy peasy. Beholder's Slowing Ray used to be Delay. Counter target spell. If the spell is countered this way, exile it with 3-time counters on it instead of putting it into its owner's graveyard. If it doesn't have Suspend, it gains Suspend. I want to make a deck using Alondo as the commander, and he messes with time counters essentially. I'm super happy to put this in there. Also, I love the fact that he's just zapping a goblin like, nah, hold still, buddy. Next up, you have Beholder's Petrification Ray, turning these weird catfolk into, I guess technically they're tabaxi, but they're like the wrong kind of cats. But it's a remake of Blood Money, which I do use in my Black Hell Rising deck, my mono black deck. Destroy all creatures. For each non-token creature destroyed this way, you create a tapped treasure token. So blow a lot of people up, get a lot of money. Beholder's Fear Ray used to be Drown in the Loch. Now it's a choose one. You can counter the target spell with mana value less than or equal to the number of cards in its controller's graveyard, or you can destroy a creature with mana value less than or equal to the number of cards in its controller's graveyard. Oh, it seems like the extra card is Zorn all the time. That's kind of disappointing. That's a little bit lame. But that was Death is in the Eye of the Beholder 1. And now we're going to go for the cards that really made me want to get these Secret Lair decks to actually use, because some of these cards, super, super powerful, super great in the Karlach's Rage set. Also, I just love Mama K, man. Mama K can hug me anytime. We don't even need to go any further. I just want the warmest hug of my life. There's courage in being terrified, but still going forward. Thank you, Mama K. Again, a little stopgap. Yes, it's Karlach. Karlach, Fury of Avernus. Whenever you attack, if it's the first combat phase of the turn, untap all attacking creatures. They gain first strike until end of turn. After this phase, there's an additional combat phase. So basically, you attack, all your creatures gain vigilance. Then there's another combat phase. Now all your creatures have first strike. Super good. Super good. City on Fire. An enchantment with Convoke. So if you have a deck that makes a lot of token creatures, you can use those token creatures to tap for that 5 mana to cover it up. And then you can cast this, where if a source you control will deal damage to a permanent or player, it deals triple that damage instead. This is how you just win fights hella quick. Stranglehold. Look at her choking that goblin. She doesn't look too happy about it though, but that's fine. Your opponents can't search libraries. If an opponent would begin an extra turn, that player skips that turn instead. So you can't search for any reason. So like this messes with landfall decks for sure. And if they get an extra turn, like if they're using blue and they have some ability that gives them an extra turn, you're like, no, don't do any extra stuff for me. Thrill of possibility. Look at her. She's just getting that fire up there. As an additional cost to cast this card, discard a card, but then you draw 2 cards. And then you got Dolmen Gate. Prevent all combat damage that would be dealt to attacking creatures you control. So, if you use Dolmen Gate, Karlach herself, and City on Fire, like, you're obliterating your opponents. It's awesome. Oh, a different guy this time! You got Prosperous Innkeeper. When Prosperous Innkeeper enters, create a treasure token. Whenever another creature you control enters, gain 1 life. So basically, he has a gain 1 life alliance ability. That's cool. That's cool. That's cool. I think he's also from Baldur's Gate. I think. I could be wrong. Like the set, Commander's Legends Baldur's Gate. And now, the one that comes in its own special weird box, we have the Dungeons and Dragons, an exhibition of adventure. Secret Lair drop series. It says 7 cards. It's probably going to have 8. Pop this open. Rules for fantastic medieval wargame campaigns, playable with paper and pencil and miniature figurines. Because Dungeons and Dragons was basically spawned from wargames. Oh my god, it's the red box. That's adorable. That's so good. That's so good. That is amazing. Look at this. That's amazing. It's the red box. Oh my god. That's so cool. Oh, and then it has his own little box. That's good. You don't have to get rid of that. That's awesome. I have here. Oh. There might be more than 1 card in there. Okay. Oh, they're glued? Why would you glue them, you weirdos? It's like sticky adhesive. Okay, we're gonna... Oh my god, this is so good. It might be 2 cards, I'm not sure. We're gonna worry about that a little bit later. Right now, all we're gonna worry about is this. What do you have in here? You have the... I can't believe they gave you a little red box. That's adorable. Adorum? That's adorable. You have Fell the Mighty with that 1E beholder. Look at it, that weird dude. Sorcery. Destroy all creatures with power greater than target creature's power. It's from Greyhawk. Look at that. Next you have Faithless Looting with the absolutely famous treasure statue. Remove its gems. Booby Trap. Draw 2 cards and discard 2 cards. And it's got flashback. So, when you have it in your graveyard, you can cast it again. But then it gets exiled. The Goldspan Dragon. But from the red box cover, I'm surprised they didn't put it on. Oh, they did. Yeah. Boom. That's the red box cover for real. Goldspan Dragon's cool because whenever it attacks or becomes the target of a spell, you create a treasure token. And all your treasures count for 2 mana instead of 1. Then you got Reality Shift. This is from the AD&D 2nd edition. I think it's from the cover. I'm not 100% sure though. Exile target creature. Controller manifests the top card of their library. So you take the top card off, put it face down. And it's a 2/2 creature, I believe. Monster Manual. I love that they used the art for the Monster Manual from 3E for the card, but really I wanted this. I don't really care too much about Zoological Study, where you mill 5 cards and return a creature card milled to your hand, your way in this hand. It's artifact ability. Pay 2 mana, put a creature card from your hand onto the battlefield. I'm going to add this card to my Spirit of the Dragon deck so I can keep throwing out dragons for just 2 mana, and then my commander will make a duplicate of them. And then there'll be more dragons, and more dragons, and more dragons, and more dragons. Then you have Ponder, the top 3 cards of your library, put them back in any order. So this was before Scry existed, I'm pretty sure, but essentially that is what Scry is, except, oh, actually wording wise, this is, you can put them in any order and then you can shuffle. So you can put them in any order and then shuffle, but then you draw a card. That's very strange. But then it has Astarion, the Archlich. He's cool because if you have a deck that runs adventures, when you get to the end of a dungeon, anytime he attacks, you make a new zombie for each player that you're going against. It doesn't matter if you're actually attacking those players, it's just however many players are on the field, you make a zombie for them unless that player sacrifices one of their own creatures. So it's a great way to clear the board of enemies and or just build up your own. I'm really excited about this guy. Now, what do we have here in this other package? Oh, no, it's just 1 card. That's weird that it's not part of the other ones, but it is. Dark Deal. Oh, that's the guy from the... Yeah, that's the bad guy in the D&D cartoon. One of them. Each player discards all the cards in their hand, then draws that many cards -1. If you have a deck that punishes people for discards, boom, this is the card to throw in there. The art, though, amazing. Also, now that I'm reading this card, let's see how close I can get. Dungeon Master's Guide, revised 5th edition cover. So this is going to be one of the covers for the new DMG. That's awesome. Okay, so I'm honestly very happy with these cards. I mean, I was happy with them anyway because they were just D&D sets, and a lot of these cards are really good and will help your decks build. But mostly the reason why I purchased a lot of these cards is because I feel like this is one of those sets that can't possibly lose value over time, if you know what I mean. Like, they're not going to reprint them later on, unless they come in a super drop at some point. But they're not going to reprint them. Everybody loves Baldur's Gate 3. Dungeons & Dragons is so popular right now. There's just many reasons why these sets were good ones to grab, and I'm very glad I grabbed them. I will also say that the only other Secret Lair thing I've ever bought is from Cute de Brute, which was a commander deck that I actually have multiple more copies of that I too will eventually get to selling. But those cards felt normal. Each of the cards I've pulled out of these Dungeons & Dragons sets, they feel different. Like if you were to play them unsleeved in your decks, you would know which cards these were. And when I say they feel different, I mean they feel good. Like they feel nicer than the average Magic card. And there's like a, I don't know, compared to other trading card games I've played, Magic cards have a real bad habit of like almost the first time you shuffle them, they like separate, like they're really crappy card stock, but these feel good in your hand. And I'm so pleased and excited that they made this box the red box. Like I'm gonna keep these cards in this box because this is adorable. I want to use this all the time. This is so cute. Like this is so cute. But yeah, I hope you guys and gals enjoyed. If you did, leave a like. If you want to see more content like this, sub. I will see you guys and gals later in the next video.